They say revenge is a dish best served cold, but sometimes it's better enjoyed warm right after you make it. Hi, welcome to this channel. Today's story is a spicy tale of workplace drama, betrayal, and oh boy, some hot revenge. Let's dive in. Clara had been my rock, my anchor in life's storms. We met in a cozy cafe near our workplace, bonding over steaming mugs of coffee. Her laugh was like wind chimes, and her eyes held a depth that mirrored my own. From the moment we met, I knew I was in for something special. Within months, she was not just a colleague, but the woman who owned my heart, my best friend, and soon-to-be wife. Our love story unfolded like the chapters in a favorite book, filled with laughter, dreams, and promises whispered under the moonlight. We had plans, big dreams that we nurtured like delicate seedlings. When Mark proposed, I felt like the luckiest man alive. The ring was a promise of forever, a symbol of our unwavering bond. Life seemed perfect, a canvas painted in hues of love and happiness. But then came the cracks. They started small, hairline fractures in our seemingly flawless bond. I noticed Clara becoming distant, her phone buzzing with mysterious messages that she quickly hid from me. I tried to shake off my unease, attributing it to work stress or perhaps my own insecurities. But my intuition nagged at me, whispering doubts I couldn't ignore. One rainy afternoon, while Clara was busy on a call, I saw her phone screen displaying a message that halted my breath. It was a picture of a woman, not just any woman, but Vanessa, my longtime workplace rival, known for her cunning and envious nature. My blood ran cold. The pieces of the puzzle started fitting together, explaining Clara's cryptic messages and her sudden coldness towards me. My heart pounded against my ribs, threatening to burst from my chest. But amidst the turmoil, a new emotion surged within me, a steely resolve that chilled me to the bone. The confrontation was inevitable. I waited until Clara returned home that evening, her eyes downcast, phone clutched tightly in her hands. When she finally spoke, her voice was a mere whisper. "I'm sorry," she began, her gaze fixed on the floor. "There are things you need to know, things I haven't been honest about." My voice echoed in the silent room, cold and devoid of emotion. "Tell me, how could you betray me with someone I despise? How could you do this to us?" Tears welled up in Clara's eyes, but I couldn't find it in myself to soften. This wasn't about jealousy or possessiveness. This was about trust. Trust that had been shattered into a million pieces. As Clara stumbled out the door, the rain seemed to amplify her misery, blurring her figure until she disappeared from sight. I stood there watching her go, my heart heavy with the realization that the woman I loved had become a stranger. In the days that followed, every corner of our shared life became a painful reminder of Clara's betrayal. Her perfume, once a comforting scent, now choked me with its cloying sweetness. The photographs we had taken together mocked me with their forced smiles and stolen kisses. Sleep evaded me, replaced by haunting memories of our first kiss, the day we met, the joy, the laughter, the vows whispered beneath a canopy of stars. Why? The question echoed in the chambers of my heart. Why would she do this to us? To our love? Then came the whispers, slithering through the halls of our workplace like venomous snakes. People spoke in hushed tones, their eyes filled with pity or veiled accusations. I could feel their stares burning into my back, but I refused to let them see my pain. I wouldn't give them the satisfaction amongst the sea of faces, One shone brightly, promising solace in the storm. Evelyn Hayes, a force to be reckoned with in both the business world and society's elite, was someone I had always admired from afar. Elegant, commanding, and dripping with power, she was a woman who commanded respect and inspired. Despite her intimidating presence, I sensed a kindred spirit in her, a strength that resonated with my own. And now I needed her help. With trembling hands, I dialed her number, praying that she would answer. When she did, my voice shook slightly as I invited her to meet me at a secluded cafe, a place where our paths had first crossed. As Evelyn entered the cafe, all eyes turned to her, acknowledging the queen who had graced us with her presence. She sat down gracefully, her composure unwavering, even as the weight of my story settled upon us. I began to speak, my voice catching at times, but Evelyn listened patiently, her gaze never wavering. When I finished, silence filled the air, broken only by the gentle hum of the cafe. Then Evelyn did something unexpected. She smiled, a slow, deliberate curve of her lips that reached her eyes, crinkling them at the corners. "Clara?" she said, her voice laced with amusement. "She's predictable, always has been." A surge of relief washed over me, realizing I wasn't just seeking support. I had found an ally. Together, Evelyn and I devised a plan to not just hurt Vanessa, but to expose her, to show the world the manipulative, envious woman she truly was. And so the operation began. Under the guise of a harmless office gathering, I invited Vanessa and her close colleagues, including Clara, to a private island. It was a place I had carefully chosen, away from prying eyes and ears, where I could unveil my plan. On the day of the event, I watched as they arrived, their faces a mixture of excitement and anticipation. I greeted them warmly, leading them to a beautiful villa overlooking the ocean. Little did they know that every move was part of my grand design. Over the next few days, I orchestrated a series of events that intertwined Vanessa and Clara's lives in ways they could unpredict. Late-night conversations, stolen glances, accidental touches, each interaction meticulously designed to entangle their fates. I watched as Vanessa, blinded by her own desires, fell deeper into the trap, unaware of the web I had woven around her. Then came the climax. I organized a party inviting influential figures from various industries. As the night wore on, I made my move. Under the cover of music and laughter, I introduced Vanessa to a renowned journalist, someone who had a knack for uncovering hidden stories. I whispered the truth about Vanessa's past, her envious nature, her toxic relationships, all the things that made her tick. The journalist, intrigued by the exclusive scoop, promised to keep it under wraps for now. As the clock struck midnight, I made my grand entrance, radiant in a stunning gown that made heads turn. All eyes were on me, and I used that spotlight to reveal the truth. With a single, well-placed statement, I exposed Vanessa's lies, her manipulations, her toxic relationships. The room erupted in gasps and whispers as the walls of Vanessa's carefully constructed world crumbled around her. Clara, my dear foolish Clara, stood frozen, her face paling as she realized the gravity of my revelation. The journalist wasted no time. With years of experience in navigating the treacherous waters of celebrity gossip and corporate espionage, he sprung into action. He penned a series of articles that dissected Vanessa's life, exposing her flaws and questionable actions. The impact was immediate and devastating. Brands that had once aligned with Vanessa dropped her like a hot potato, fearing the negative association. Her invitations to exclusive events vanished overnight, replaced by the cold shoulder from the very people she had once manipulated into accepting her. Her reputation, once polished to perfection, was now a shattered mirror reflecting the fractured pieces of her deceitful life. Looking back, I am filled with a sense of vindication. My actions may have caused chaos in the lives of those involved, but they were necessary to expose the darkness that lurked beneath the surface. The sweet taste of justice lingered on my tongue as I witnessed Vanessa's downfall, but amidst the wreckage of her shattered reputation, I found a strange sense of peace. My own wounds, once raw and exposed, were slowly healing, leaving behind scars that would serve as reminders of my strength and resilience.